Hi, e-tailers. Today we're going to talk about the master product template. This template is a spreadsheet that you can use to map all of your products from your old system to SELLIT Plus so that you can get them all imported and get ready to start selling. The template is not available inside of SELLIT Plus. To get to the template, you'll have to go to the customer portal. The help desk portal is really easy to get to. Just go and click on help in your SELLIT Plus dashboard, and that'll take you right to the portal, and then you can log in, and when you log in you will search for master product template, and there it is right there. When you have this knowledge base article open in the portal, you can use the link right here to download the template. Just click on it and that will take you to Google Drive, where then you can click on Open with Excel, or you can click on the triple dots and download it. I've already got it downloaded, so I'm going to go straight to it right here. Here's my product template master. I'm going to click to enable editing, and then we're going to get right to it. The first thing to know is that this is a map file. A map file is where you identify data in your old system and map it to the tables in the new system. So for example, here you have your old POS system ID. Well, you're probably not going to be importing that, but it's really useful to have this here because you can use it to cross-check things and make sure that they're the same as they were in your old system once you get everything in here. And it could be useful to you later on. Don't get too worried about having to fill all these details out, because most of it you should be able to export from your old POS system and just do a straight copy and paste from the old spreadsheet to the new spreadsheet. So the first column here is going to be your old POS system ID. Like I said, this system ID is optional, but it's good to keep because it gives you the ability to cross-reference products later that maybe don't have a UPC. So that helps you to keep track of them. Then you've got the ATP system ID. Leave this blank. The reason why we're leaving that system ID blank is because we're going to try to match up products from your old catalog with our product universe. And this product universe has over 100,000 products in it already. Let's see how many. And this product universe has almost 120,000 products in it already. So when we import your products, it's going to try to match up your UPCs with the UPCs of products that are already in here. So it'll pull in all of those details. Of course, you'll have your own retail price, etc. So these UPCs already have a system ID assigned to them. So that's why we're going to leave that blank. In Manage Catalog, My Products, all of the products that you'll see in this list that are in the public catalog are going to be items that are from the product universe. So all of these will already have a system ID, and you can see that that's the number right here. So that's the reason why we need to leave that blank for sure, because we need to use the ones that already exist. The name, you can use the name from your old UPC. It'll be something like, so this is the description, for example, of this item. If we go back to the My Products page, you can see that all of these have different names. So that would be an example of the name. It usually has a short description, the brand, and a little bit about the packaging, the size, color, etc. The reason we're putting the name on every single one is that probably not every UPC is going to match up with a product in the product universe. And the ones that don't match up are going to need a name. So the easiest way is to use the name from your old system and just copy and paste that here. QOH is quantity on hand, and that's the quantity that you have on hand currently in your database. This is completely optional, and since this figure changes daily, probably something that you want to wait until right before you're ready to go live to import. But if you need to include it on this sheet to help you figure out things like your desired inventory level, you can go ahead and include it here. The next column is desired inventory level. Desired inventory level is the optimum number of products that you want to keep in stock. So you may or may not have this in your old system as max. You might have it as max level, or you could have it as DIL. So if you already know this, go ahead and plug this in. Or if you have your own formula that you use to figure out how many to keep in stock of different items, then use that formula to figure out what to put here for that. Some products are purchased in bulk and then sold individually. Usually when that's the case itself has its own UPC that represents a case of 12, but then each individual can has a different UPC that represents one can. So in this example, a case of 12 would be, the order in multiples would be 12, because if you're ordering by the each UPC, then you have to order them at 12 at a time because you're really ordering a case. The retail price, you can get this from your old system, or you can use your own calculation to calculate your margin from your cost and fill that out, but you definitely need a retail price. Your price type should be fixed or variable. Fixed will always be the same price in the cart no matter what. Variable is a price that you can edit in the checkout in the new sales screen. The price type is either fixed or variable. A fixed price will appear at the checkout at that retail price every time. It doesn't change. But a variable price allows you to edit it in the checkout screen. So for a variable, you want your retail price to be your starting price. If you don't have a range, then start at 0. If you have a range, like it usually is between $10 and $50, then put the minimum, put $10 as the starting. It's entirely up to you. Now your cost is the cost that you pay for the product from your vendor. So you can get this from several places. You can get it from your old POS. You can get it from your vendor catalog. You can get it from your invoices. But the one that you want to put is the one for the vendor that you're going to be purchasing it from now on, or at least from now on until you change it. So your cost is going to be the cost you paid this vendor. So you're going to want to put your vendor here. And you can also, get that from your old POS. You can get it from your invoice. You can get it from your catalog. And then most vendors have a SKU that they prefer retailers to use when they're ordering products. You can also get that from the same places. The reorder method is a little more complicated because you have 3 different choices. You can use do not order, smart order, or desired inventory level. Smart order is the preferred method for most items, even though you might not be starting to use smart order for several weeks because you don't have a history of purchasing or sales for smart order to use to start helping you decide how much to order. Still, you want to put it as smart order so that it can go ahead and start learning. So smart order, desired inventory level is something that you'll use when you want to keep an exact number of an item in stock. So let's say you have a display in your front that has 3 leashes, 3 collars, 3 halters, and you always want to keep 3 of each because it looks nice, and that's really nothing to do with demand. So you can use desired inventory level to make sure that level always stays 3, and that bypasses the smart order. Do not order doesn't mean that the item is no longer available. It means it's an item that you probably don't stock in your inventory because maybe it's an intangible item, or maybe it's a display, something that you only purchase one time. So do not order is something you would use for that. For example, you might set up a private product for grooming, and it's a service, not a product, so it's not something you can stock. So you would want that to be do not order so that it doesn't pop up on your purchase orders. Taxable, yes or no? This is just saying whether this item is taxable or not. Every state has different rules, so this is down to the level of the product so that you can say, oh no, my state doesn't charge for this service, and check that as no. The shelf tag is a little bit trickier because although it's yes or no, you probably want to understand that if you mark it yes, then the system believes that you only want to print 1 tag anytime that the price changes or a new product is added. So it'll only generate one label in the labels for you to print. If you have it marked no, then it'll still generate labels when you have a price change or when you have a product added, but instead of printing one label, it'll create a label for every single QOH that you have. Show on website, yes or no, that's straightforward. It's just yes or no. The delivery method can be pickup or HD or ship to me. You can include some or all of these by putting a comma in between each. Don't put any spaces though. However, unless you have them enabled inside the system, they won't show up on the website. So only the ones that you actually have enabled will show up. However, if you don't have it listed here and you have it enabled, it won't be available for this product. For example, say you have pickup and home delivery enabled, but on this product you only put pickup. Well, then home delivery won't be available for this product, even though you have it enabled. So that pretty much wraps it up. You can totally ignore the QOH import tab. As I mentioned, usually you want to do your QOH, your quantity on hand, right before you go live because it changes constantly. So this is something that you might want to revisit when you're ready to import your QOH. But that won't be until you have the rest of this filled out and already imported. Thanks for listening, and check out our other knowledge base articles in the help portal. And we also have videos on some things on YouTube. Check that out too. And have a great day.